Welcome back. All right, news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet for your Tuesday, October the 8th. And I'm wearing a geeky jersey. This is actually my Christmas jersey, my Santa Claus jersey. I was looking at geeky jerseys and thinking, well, what could I wear that'd go with the Utah hat? And I realized, nope. So I went with the Christmas one because it kind of feels like Christmas today, doesn't it? It is the start of the hockey season. The regular season's upon us. So with the hockey season upon us, I'm wearing the Utah hat. Welcome to the National Hockey League. And starting today, you can talk about how officials hate your team. It's a glorious time when you start watching hockey and 5 minutes into your first hockey game going, clearly the officials hate my team. All right, let's go. Okay, so at the top of the board, we got the New Jersey Devils. Of course, the Devils won both of their games in Prague, so they must feel pretty good, and they'll feel even better seeing Luke Hughes back at practice. Now, he's in a no-contact jersey, but he's back at practice, so you'd have to think maybe he's a week out, right? Brett Pesce, closer than that. He was at practice today in a regular jersey. One of my favorite signings over the summer was Brett Pesce going to the New Jersey Devils, so we'll see what he does for their blue line when he's good to go. So they won those games against Buffalo. I thought defensively they played well, and two of their best defensemen, guys who maybe you pair them together, Pesce and Hughes. It's going to be something to watch New Jersey this year, I do think. Noshek for the Florida Panthers, dealing with an upper body injury. He's still seen as week to week. When general manager Bill Zito was asked about it, he said it's still week to week, and then added, but not next week. So that shows that, yes, minimum of 2 weeks when it's week to week. So there you go. Korpisalo was the first goalie off the ice for the Vancouver Canucks. There you go. Korpisalo's been traded. I'm sorry, for Boston. I'm still. It's opening day for me too, so obviously there's going to be little errors here and there. I apologize, and all the errors over the off season, nerves. So Korpisalo, the first goalie off the ice during morning skate. Now, what's interesting is normally the first goaltender off the ice during the morning skate is the starter that night. So it is possible that Korpisalo will be the starting goaltender for the Boston Bruins in their first game today against Florida that's being played for some unknown reason. I honestly expected when I was doing this news video this morning that that game would have been canceled, but nope. So, yeah, Korpisalo, it appears, will likely be the starter, although Jim Montgomery wouldn't confirm it, says it's a game time decision. But I think when you see that at practice, it's a good indication that the starting goaltender is going to be the guy who left practice first. Or morning skate. Peterka dealing with a concussion. He's skating on his own. So the good news is he's on skates. And so the fact he's skating on his own, not as encouraging, but with a concussion, it can take some time. At the very least, he is skating. So that's the good news with Peterka. Hopefully he's not out for that long. Speaking of not out for very long, Celebrini will be good to go for Thursday's season opener for the San Jose Sharks. This is a big year for San Jose, coming off of a year where it was kind of depressing to watch them at times, and the attendance was really low at the Shark Tank. Now they have some good young stars in the lineup. There's some excitement about watching them develop. I would think we start to see some fans come back in San Jose. It will be interesting to see if the attendance does come up in San Jose with the new players in the lineup. Like I said, it should. But that's something to keep an eye on. Easton Cowan. So Cowan was trying his best to earn a job with the Toronto Maple Leafs, but he was returned to the OHL. And I get it. I get why Toronto does this. I would guess that signing Pacioretty and Lawrence is, that's the last straw, and Cowan gets sent down. But you want to make sure players are ready to play in the National Hockey League. You're better off to have a guy maybe playing an extra year, half a year, in say the AHL, or in this case in the OHL. Obviously, he won't be eligible to come back up to the NHL until his OHL season is up. But yeah, Cowan returned to the OHL, and we'll see what happens from here. Logan Cooley, excited about tonight's game. When asked, he said that this is the most excited he has ever been to play in a hockey game. So, no offense to Coyotes fans out there either, or fans of other teams Cooley's played for. I totally get it. You have a chance to play the first National Hockey League game in an arena that's not hosted a regular season game in front of a brand new fan base. That would be pretty exciting. And they showed the arena as well. They have inaugural game T-shirts and towels laying over all the seats. So that's awesome. I think that's great. Those are the kind of things too that those are the kind of collectibles I like to find and like to add. Like I've talked before about San Jose has those jerseys they do for various community nights, and I love to get those because they're different, they're unique, and it's just a one night thing. So when I get those, it's like, all right, so this is just made for this one. It's kind of fun. But yeah, so Cooley and I would imagine the rest of the Utah hockey players would agree with him. It will be interesting to see if there's some nerves with that team to start things off, or if they're cool and calm and collected and ready to go. But yeah, the Utah club is going to be one of those ones that's interesting this year. Colorado news. So not a lot to report on here, but Chris McFarland meeting with the press, saying Nichushkin's doing well, that he'll be joining the team for practices in November. So Nichushkin, of course, is suspended until November, and then we'll see when he returns. Does he stay with Colorado? Do they look at moving him? Does this all end up being water under the bridge? I think we'll have a better idea of that next month. And there's no concern, seemingly, because I would think if you're a general manager, there has to be at least some concern. But the lack of an extension with Mikko Rantanen, who is an unrestricted free agent in July, he has a cap hit of $9.25 million per season. I would think that Rantanen would be looking for about the same contract that Pastrnak got, because the two of them are very similar. They play a very similar role, and they're both guys who can score goals, generate points, do a little bit of everything out there. So he'll probably be looking at, and I think with Pastrnak, I think it's an $11.25 million cap hit. So something in that range is probably what it's going to take for Rantanen. The concern then becomes you have McKinnon, you have Rantanen, both of them over $10 million in cap hit. And, of course, that's where everybody jumps on it. The thing is, of course, the salary cap is going to be going up again next July. So we're going to see more and more teams that are dealing with players that have more than $10 million as their cap hit. Kevin Weeks, stirring things up this morning. I have no reason to doubt this reporting, though, because Kevin Weeks doesn't just report whatever. There are some that I take with a grain of salt, the things I see, but in Weeks' case, he's reporting that Igor Shesterkin turned down an 8-year, $88 million extension with the New York Rangers. So an $11 million cap hit, which would put him ahead of Carey Price, which would put him top 10 in terms of cap hits in the National Hockey League this year. And he said, nope. So the rumor has been that it is a $12 million cap hit he's looking at as where he wants to be. And so for the New York Rangers, I can understand them not necessarily wanting to give him $12 million a year, but at the same time, do you really want to lose Shesterkin in July for nothing, or have to trade him during the season with this, hanging out there? And do you try to trade him? And if the Rangers are in a top spot in the Metro, which they absolutely could be, can you afford to trade your number one goaltender, who is right now the odds-on favorite to win the Vezina this year? So I think, Igor's got some leverage here. Again, Swayman and Shesterkin clearly have been trying to reset the goaltender market. And in terms of contracts, and Swayman got there, we'll see if Igor does as well. So should be a fascinating season for New York, for the Rangers. Not to rule out the Islanders, or I guess, New Jersey's not that far from New York, so I'll throw Devils in there too. Should be a fun one. But let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. And yeah, it kind of feels like Christmas. So again, this is from Geeky Jerseys. Every year they have a different Santa Claus jersey, or at least it seems that way. And yeah, so there you go. Thank you guys for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.